As you guys know, Zone 4 has opened, and me in FS fighting alongside my other mercenary friends of Order 66 with our union of TDR are in one of the most intense 2v4s easily in our server. And I'm going to be covering all the days that's been going on and giving you a nice transpire of all the cool fights and highlights of what's been going on the map. So let's go over today's PvP video of FS and TDR versus HrRN, DoRa, KPT, and map. Hello guys, yes, so like, comment down and subscribe for more daily videos with me, MrSneakyy, the one and only, and I'm here giving you back-to-back information and giving you obviously the neutral viewing of the fight, what's been going on my server. So I'm going to give you the update of what was going on from my last video. If you've not checked it out, I will put a little video timestamp above on screen, and you can just click on that and you'll know what I am talking about. So we were fighting on this plateau. So this was the original plateau that we took, and you can see even the spire that we have had. And we were basically fighting up on this top side for quite a while, because during this time we was hoping to see TDR push all the way through, which they did, and they pushed to around this center stage. But as you can see, over the time of developments, HrRN are a stronger alliance. They've got way more T5 and TDR, and they've been able to secure this almost plateau right for themselves. And TDR are trying themselves even to this day to try and push through, right? But you can see it's very hard to get through this, especially once you get a good defensive structure set up, right? So from there, as you can see, we have basically, as an alliance, been slowly but slowly backing up and moving towards our main objective, which you can see is the dragon here, right? So what we was doing was moving all of our, flags, moving them down here, around here, and then as you can see, we are now hurdling in this center zone, and you've got KPT, you've got map here, no, NE5 should I say here. Then you've got map coming over the top here now of DoRa. DoRa is obviously our main opponent, and then HrRN also poking at the bottom, right? So that's kind of the situation we're in right now. So what we're going to do is showcase how we got to these events, right? Because we've got all the fights that got to this stage. So let's go over the first fight, where he's going to be located more down this central zone here, where you can see some crazy tunnel fighting from HrRN and FS. And welcome back in time. You can see this is on the 17th, right? So we have gone back a few days to get this on the show. But this is the map. So you can see what I was talking about earlier, right? The dragon hasn't been taken or anything, and we are all fighting for this location. And you can see here is quite scary, right? We've got two murder balls directly above us, and they're all HrRN members. And then us right at the very top in this kind of scary choke. I'm not gonna lie, it's a very nasty choke to be in fight of. Are all there, and that's all of IFS members, and we're building a flag at the moment, and we're just trying to put pressure obviously onto these guys. So I'm just wanted to showcase this is what the map looks like. So now when we're going into the actual footage, it's going to make sense of where we're actually fighting now. So here we are in the murder ball, and you can see the amazing, honestly, coordination from HrRN. They've got a great front line at the very bottom right here, pushing through first, and they've got even T5 players, if you pause it, poking that very top section, and it's very scary because you've got these T5s that are poking at pretty much close to the builders, as well as this main murder ball now. So you're getting pinched from two different points, and you have to either evaluate to stay there or do you move back, right? So as this fight now starts to go on, you can see even a behemoth gets dropped, which I found even more crazy when I was watching this, because I was a little bit sick during this time, so I was able just to get some recording off before we joined the fights later on. But you can see HrRN doing, honestly, a great job at pressuring, right? They are doing the aggressive move, but there's less members there of FS. And the thing is, FS are doing a fantastic focus fire, and if we fast forward this, you are going to see though all the time, look, this murder ball is staying there, and this has been basically a quick 40-second skip there, but HrRN are slowly but surely moving forward, and you can see the murder ball slowly creeping up, right, compared to before. So you can see they are making ground because of the amount of kills they are gaining. Does this mean they are winning? Who knows? Because they are refreshing troops, and maybe they're refreshing troops quicker than we are, and that's what's giving them that advantage, right? But you can see they are doing some fantastic coordination. So this is why I kind of wanted to show this, because I'm not that guy who's just going to only show FS doing some really good work. This is honestly some really fantastic work by HrRN. You can see here doing some great teamwork, fighting on two sides with their main murder ball and then their like side team of T5, and you can see pushing us all the way off our flag. So it's a really good little bit of frame for them. So let's go into the next clip and the next part of how this fight keeps progressing. So as we are fighting, you can see DoRa and Map doing the right thing here, and they are just pushing a tower. And I'm just going to pause it because when we go back, we can see the obviously timer on this flag, and it's only got 38 minutes to do. So we're basically trying to fight HrRN on this side while defending this. But the thing is, you can see there is players on this flag, and there is going to be honestly some very sad footage here, and I'm going to showcase it because you know what, I am not the one to be, you know, let's just say shy when it comes to showing people not doing the right thing, but they will get caught out, and if you're not going to be paying attention when it comes to it, you're going to get killed. And you can see we need to respawn. So this is what happens. We start coming in Halo 3 ODST style. We're dropping in. Every tower is dropping in here, including myself. And that means, as you can imagine, we are now going to go into the next part of fighting, where we do go into this really big push and get them off our flag from the DoRa side. And you can see DoRa doing a really good job actually spreading out, which I really like. And you guys should know this by now on this channel, when we're breaking down different types of, you know, gameplay and stuff, we always say to you, you need to be able to spread out, because if you're not spread out like this, you're gonna cause yourself really big issues in the long term. Because what happens is, you've got to think, if we bring in the live draw feature now, these big balls of us is good for focus fire, but it does mean all of these units spread on the DoRa side has a lot easier chance of hitting that area of effect damage, meaning they get way better trades and obviously better save wounds sent to our hospitals, making us waste more resources and obviously troops, right? So really good side for them. And you can see it even all the way, look, you've got this really nice almost spread of troops, right, from the DoRa side, and you can see that they're really spread out while moving backwards towards their territory. Because the one thing that a lot of players keep forgetting, and this is on both sides, I'm not just going to say this is only happening on, you know, the DoRa side, it's happening on both sides, on FS, DoRa, HrRN, you name it, right, that people are fighting off territory. And the thing is, as soon as you come off territory, you lose so many territorial buffs that's in your favor. Especially if you're a T4 player, you definitely need these types of buffs in order to fight against the T5s and even other T4 players, because you're going to get those positive trades for your account. And we're going to showcase a future video on the channel which does display me just fighting for a good like 10 minutes and hitting nearly 40,000 merits with one match, and that's with T4. So you're easily able to do it. You just have to be a lot more patient and understand just some basic fundamentals when it comes to territory, right? So here we can see we're doing our push, and both DoRa and FS dropping Necro Giants here, which looks fantastic, and it was absolute chaos when this was happening. So I must say, DoRa guys, anyone who's watching, thank you for the fights, right? It's been amazing fighting you guys. You know, I don't hold any grudges. I'm here just to have fun and obviously poke a few jokes, you know, in World Chat every so often. But we're here just having a good time. You can see this fight now, DoRa pushing back onto our territory. And you can see we have our Hydra now. And now I should say Hydra. Our Necro Giant, it's just got a Hydra model for some reason. It's just bugged at some point. It's running around there, and it's now going towards that murder ball. And you can see this is just insanity when it comes to PvP. And this is what we always talk about, right? How good the PvP is, and how you can have these behemoths that do really good disruption, right, and cause problems to the enemies, right, as well as things where enemies can focus fight down behemoths, and you can just see the raw damage output of them. So I love the fact that you can see all of this plus range combat very easily in this game, right? So let's move on to the next part, right? Because obviously we don't want to stay here forever. And the fight obviously does develop from here. So as you can see from this fight, what will happen, unfortunately, one of our boys, ZeroCobra, gets caught out. Meaning, as you can imagine, yes, DoRa was successful at this point. And what this was because we got the call where we had to move all of our castles, move everyone from where we were fighting back to the HR side. So we just all teleported again. We're basically leaving that zone for them to take back, right? But some people didn't get the memo here, like poor ZeroCobra on the channel. So obviously a big shout out to him. And I'm not going to lie, even though they were sending this cavalry at rally, bro, this city garrison is doing work. Like, look how much damage it is doing to this rally. So a big little shout out to this Tohan. I think Bert sort of, you know, city fortress. It's just nasty. Look at it, it's destroying it. So this is kind of why I wanted to show it. Loads of people got burnt. This is just one of the cases. This is one of the better case scenarios. Obviously, I've got some more, but I'm going to make into some other videos later down the line. But here is the sad fortunate. You know, if you're not paying attention, you're not shielded, and you're not going to teleport, you will get rallied in Call of Dragons. And this is what kind you want in this game, right? So let's go into the next section, because obviously we do transpire from here, right? Because there is going to be stuff that occurs, right? So when we look at the current fights now, so when we go into this next bit of footage, you can see we are now a bit closer to home. So what we're looking at, if we just go into the main game, is actually this little area right now, right? It's this actual triangle choke here, and it's kind of an infamous choke that's been around for, I think, a different couple of divisions that are fighting in a very similar position. Some have lost, some are still holding, some are, you know, pushing, right? It's quite interesting. So we're holding out in this area. So if we go back to the footage now, it should make a little bit more sense to you where we are at, right? Because I don't want you guys to feel a bit, you know, how has time progressed? Because you can see now, this is on the 21st. So this was only yesterday night this was recorded, because I've been fighting all of that night, right? So you can see throughout all the footage, if you want, the timestamps right on the top where it says Atheran region, on the top right near my gems, you can check out the UTCs and just see how the time's been progressed, so you've got a decent idea. Okay, this is what's been going on, this is what's been going on, and hopefully I've got it all perfectly timestamped too, so it's not, you know, jumbled up. It should be in chronological order. So here we've got a really good fight, and DoRa are pushing into our choke. And this is where we have, honestly, just the one fortress up at the moment, and we have a couple of flags. Nothing too major, and we are basically listening to voice comms here. And it's a very simple voice comms to follow. Stick together and focus whoever comes closest, because those that are closest are literally going to get butchered, because this is just, again, a fundamental PvP from just experience that you will get, where you can have all of these players here, and there might not be that many, but you've got to think, if that is at least 25 marches, which is around a, you know, a decent estimate there, if we all target now, you know, this one cavalry unit with 25 marches, it's going to die within a couple of seconds. And that's how fast you need to be. And that's what makes us really good in these defensive positions, because we're in a defensive role, but compared to maybe other alliances, we're really good at defending. We're really good at focus firing and focusing on the right units at the right time and pushing through when we need to push through, right? And this is a really good example of it. And this is just kind of, again, showcasing the FS side now compared to the DoRa side, where we were winning some of these defensive pushes. And obviously DoRa probably are getting frustrated. I don't want to assume anything. It obviously still is good fun for them, but it must be frustrating being still stuck at this point, because it is a very brutal choke point, and I'm not going to lie. And we was always talking about in Call of Dragons, hopefully, to get rid of the choke points in the game, but it doesn't seem so. So what we're going to do is progress through. We're not going to stand around. I want to keep progressing through, and you can see that was at the 21st at 1930, and now this is at 8:15, and this is a very nice bit of an ending of the video, because we're going to go back to the current state afterwards. And you can see we're doing some really fun pushing and stuff, and Kito here managed to do an insane rally, and these guys sending a cavalry rally against an archers, and obviously Cavalry should be countering it with unit advantage. However, Hoskanara putting in the work here. And we also, because he was able to give me it, guess what? We have that beautiful report. 400 and nearly 80,000 merits gained here. And you can see all of them. And we're going to go, obviously, to the main rally so you can see what the results were. 185k to 333k. Absolutely craziness when it comes into it, right? So just wanted to put that one out there just to kind of show up what's been going on in the video. But now if we come back into the present time, you'll now understand where we're at. And hopefully if you watched the entire video, you've got a good understanding where, to be honest, DoRa and MAP and KPT and NE5 and HrRN have been doing a fantastic job. I'm not going to lie. They have been applying the pressure. They have been forcing us to move from here to here, or like down here or up here. Like they've been making us, you know, fight everywhere, which is really good because it's, you know, if we don't focus up and we get caught out, they punish us really well. And it's a really fun season so far, I'm going to say it, honestly. So that is where we're at right now. TDR, as you've seen, are still down here, so we'll see how this will develop in the next few days. But as you can see, the battle for the dragon has been kind of complete. We have got the dragon. We've been able to kill it this morning. I've got that footage because I'm going to make it into a guide. But we've killed the dragon. We've got it now as a weapon. And you've got to remember, because we have the dragon, we also get plus 3% extra damage dealt, which is massive. For a lot of players, it just means you're getting extra damage dealt, right? Which is better than that policy that no one should be taking right now. So, just to finish up on the video, I want to just draw out on live draw what this actual scenario looks like. It's a really good scenario to finish up on video and just get everyone in this awareness. Because while we've got this on screen, you're going to be able to obviously notice like how this works out. What you're going to start to see is this battlefield drawn out, right? So we have this top bridge here. We also have down here this little ridge of fortresses. And then down at the very south, we have this other choke point. So these are the three fronts, right, we are fighting on. And at the top here, you can see we already have KPT. And this is NE5, right? So you've got those two there. On this bottom side, we've got DoRa mainly pushing it, right? So it's mainly DoRa, and up at the top, I'm not going to draw it in because I'm not going to have enough space. Oh, we'll just do it in. But MAP is there. So MAP is located up on this top side. I'll showcase these guys later. But down at the bottom is HR, right? So we've got HrRN. These guys are located down on this bottom side. So you can see quite easily now when we come, you know, and get rid of all of this, we are fighting on 3 different fronts, and it's a blast. It's just a blast. I'm not going to complain. It's what we've been hoping for, and it's a blast. So I'm going to keep it all real with you guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. It's been me, MrSneakyy, just showcasing how the wars have developed, my little opinions, input throughout, and hopefully giving a shout out to everyone, because honestly, every single alliance in this season, whoever you are, if you're a TDR member, an FS member, a HR member, DoRa, MAP, you name it, KPT, NE5, it's been a fantastic season. And everyone's been putting in their work. Even if you're not the strongest of players, you see some of 20, 30 million players still pushing in and trying to do work and fight for their alliances. So I love to see it. So, with all of that, smash a like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Stay safe, stay sneaky. Peace out.